Hello and welcome to Gunnar Weiskamp's Web Development. We're in Lesson 7 of SQL Server Functions, doing the char index, substring, ltrim, len, and concat functions. In this lesson we will look at the above SQL Server built-in functions. By that I mean these functions come with SQL Server and they can be heavily used in string manipulation. They're quite good. Okay, so I am using SQL Server 2014 for this demonstration. Not that you really need it, I believe. Right, let's get into SQL Server. Let's bring it up. So we are going to be using this teacher info table that we've used in previous tutorials for this demonstration, which you can see is over here. Here is the schema of it. I thought that might be of use for people as well if you want to create it. So you can have a look at that as well. Right, let's paste in some code. So let's go briefly from the top down. We're having a look at our information in our table before we manipulate it. As we can see here, we've got 5 users or 5 teachers. Here we're simply declaring a bunch of variables which we're going to use. Here we're going to set them to null. I do find setting my variables before I use them to something is always good practice. Let's bring that up. And so here we're going to do some magic with our built-in functions. So let's first look at this first bit of line here. And you can see that we've got the char index function there. So people might be thinking, what does this char index function do? Which is a good question. So let's just type that out. We'll print it to the screen. What it does, it's going to look for, in this field, for the space character. It's going to record the position of that and place that into that value. So here we're looking for where the full name is Fred Cole, and we want to know where that space character falls within this whole string. So this should be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 5. So it's at position 5. So this space character should be printing the number 5 out. So let's have a look. We got 5 there. So if we were to do here Mr. Bond, Mr. James Bond, because the first name is somewhat longer by 1 character, it should be 6. Let's run that. And there we go. The space character is at that 6th position, because obviously the first name is 1 character longer. So let's just change that back. The next function here is the substring. And what the substring function does, it will get you part of a certain string back that you're looking for. So it takes here, we've got 3 parameters in it. First is the field that you're manipulating, and we're manipulating the full name field. The second character, the second character is where we're going to start on manipulating that string, and 0 means we're going to start at this level here at the first character. And here we're introducing the space character, which we've created from there, and we get the value from there. Because what we want to do in this process here is store something in that its first name, and obviously what that is going to be the first name and not the last name of Fred Cohen. That's the idea of this whole process. So here you can already see that using these type of string functions together, it can be good to use these together because they get you an end result. And in this whole demo, what we're trying to do is separate the first name from the last name in this field. So let's see if we get this first name here printed out. Should be Fred. There's Fred. Ta-da! And there's no colon in it, so we've got the first name, which is exactly what we want. So now let's get the last name. Again, we're using the substring, and it was oh no, that's correct. There was just one thing. Oh no, that's correct. So we're looking to get the last name here. It's passing the same parameters here. We've got the full name field we're looking at. we got the space character because we want to start at the space there. We're introducing this len function here. What the len function does, it will get you the length of the characters within this field. So in other words, it'll return, in this case, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 characters. So it tells you there's 9 characters in this string. So it'll say, from this position here to the end characters, get me that information. So if we print out the last name now, we should get back the last name. Let's hope so. What have we got here? There we go, we got Fred and Colin. Now you'll notice something with Colin, we've also picked up that space character here, which is not ideal in a way. We've picked up this guy here. So to tidy this up, we're introducing here in our last one, the last name with no space. So he's going to hold the information with no space. So let's quickly print out him, or even better, I'm going to copy and paste him. So to get them without a space, what we're going to do here, you can see here functions calling functions within functions. So this is where string manipulation can be quite good, but I guess you have to know what you're doing. So we're using the same code here to get us back our string, which we used here, but in comes this L-trim. What the L-trim does, it trims white spaces from the left side off. It gets rid of them. So it's going to get rid of that guy automatically and store just the characters in our last name with no space. Let's see if what I'm saying is true. There you can see the difference. That's with the space, and that's without the space. So these sort of string functions by themselves, sometimes they can't do enough, but if you have the imagination, putting them all together, they can do some powerful processes. The last guy is pretty self-explanatory, concats. What we're doing now here, now that we've got our first name and last name, we're going to put these together and pump them out into its own select result set. So there you go. You can see here this concat has joined these two fields together, Fred and Colin together, which comes out there. I just thought I'd add him on as a sort of side string manipulation function. So the concat, very good for manipulating and concating two strings together. Okay. So yeah, I hope that was informative for you guys, and hopefully you can subscribe to my channel. I do like bringing these tutorials, and hope to see you next time. Thank you. Bye.